A few weeks ago, I posted two videos, seer versus seen, the witness versus everything it watches. Not long after, I got an email from one of you and it said something like this: I did everything the video said. I sat in meditation. I watched my thoughts. I told myself, I am not this mind. I am just the witness. And it worked. Slowly, the thoughts got quiet. The mind stopped grabbing at everything. But other than all the good stuff, one day the reverse happened. One day it happened that I felt nothing. And that scared me more than any bad day ever did. I read that email twice. Because the truth is, I felt exactly the same thing. I thought I wanted this. I thought this was the goal. But when it actually came, it felt like something inside me was dying. So let me back up. Let me tell you what witness even means. See, in Advaita Vedanta, you learn that you are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are not even your mind. You are the one watching all of it. You are the witness, the Sakshi. It sounds beautiful when you first hear it. You think, finally, I don't have to be my anger. I don't have to be my fear. I'm just watching it all from a safe distance. So you practice. You sit. You watch your breath. You watch your thoughts come and go. For a while, it feels like progress. But then something else starts to happen. Something nobody wants you about. The watching gets easier. Too easy. You stop reacting to things. Good, fantastic. But then you also stop feeling things. That is not so good. See, when someone says something unkind, you watch it, you feel no thing or you feel no sting, is a good thing. But when something wonderful happens and you just watch it, you feel no spark inside or anywhere, is when it does not feel so good. That feels kind of empty, isn't it? At first, you think this is detachment. This is what the books talk about. Hadn't we talked about this? But slowly, a question creeps in. If I don't feel anything, am I even here? And that's something that a lot of you have asked. If we stop feeling bad things, then what is the point? You start doing less, even talking less. And they ask, are you okay? You say, I'm fine. But deep inside, even you are wondering, am I fine? Because underneath the calm, there is a very quiet fear which appears small at first and then it becomes bigger. What if this nothing never ends? What if I watch my whole life go by and never actually feel it? Here's the truth. Nobody tells you this part. Becoming the witness doesn't feel like freedom at first. It feels like disappearing. There is a difference. And that's because, in a way, you are disappearing. The person you thought you were, the one with opinions, plans, likes, dislikes, that person is built out of memory. Every story you tell about yourself, I like yellow. I am fond of sweet things. I always do that. I like my books arranged in this particular manner. I dress up in this particular way. All of this is memory, stacked on memory. And when you stop feeding that stack, it gets quiet. Now you start questioning, do I actually dress up this way? Do I really like those books? Am I actually eating this because I like it? All of this starts haunting you. That quiet somehow feels like slow dying, because in a small way it is. The version of you that was made of memories is going still, and memories are what keep us alive. It's like a noise, and nothing in you has learned how to live without that noise. A noise that you were trying to get rid of because you thought it was distraction, and now the absence of that noise is making you feel a little bit scared. It's like, let me give you a small example. All of us love going to hill stations. The journey, the hills, the destination, the company, fantastic. At night, when it goes quiet in the hills, when everything is quiet and dark and eerily silent, we are talking about this silence. That is what haunts you, and that is the silence that you are feeling at this point. Now you're panicking. You want it back. Even the bad thoughts feel better than this silence. This is the moment most people quit. Most people do not quit when things don't go their way. They quit when things go their way, and now they are getting what they asked for. Right here, right at the edge of it. They go back to their thoughts, back to their stories, back to that noise, because at least noise feels like being alive. It's like leaving that hill station and coming back to that noisy crowd, your noisy hometown that even though may not be as green is home. But what if the fear that you feel here isn't a warning sign? What if it's just proof that you are finally close to something real? Now let's ask a simple question. Why does the mind want an answer so badly? Think about anything that happens. Suppose you see grass get wet. You ask why. Someone says it rained. Okay? You asked and now you got an answer. Now you feel better because you got the answer. That's how the mind works. It sees something, it wants a cause, it wants a reason. When you are practicing, you feel a very strange nothing. Your mind does the same thing. Now it wants a reason. It wants to know why. It wants proof that this nothing means something. But here's the twist. This time there is no answer, and we have been programmed to question and get answers. When we are not getting answer, then the mind is a little bit confused. If we try to know why, then the answer to this is the mind lives inside something called Maya. Think of Maya like a stage where cause and effect can happen, where why makes sense, where one thing leads to another. This is a stage, there are curtains, the show must go on. If one of the actors falls sick, then another one have to take their place because the show must go on. You can't ask why the curtains have been drawn. You can't ask why this actor has been replaced. One thing has to lead to another. This is how it is programmed. That's the nature. That's the rule of life. And you can't ask why the stage itself exists. The stage is meant to exist. So when you sit there feeling empty and your mind screams, give me a reason, give me proof, give me something, there's nothing wrong with you. Your mind just hit a wall it was never meant to cross. Remember, this nothing that you feel is not a problem to be solved. It is a question that was never meant to have an answer. Something that you are not used to, because of which you are feeling that discomfort. Remember that you are not missing an answer. You're finally out of questions. So now that we have done all of this discussion, the basic question again will come back to, what is this nothingness really all about? Let us answer this. The great Indian philosopher Sir J. Krishnamurti once explained it in this way. Think of the number 0. 0 looks empty. 0 looks like nothing, correct? 1 into 0 is 0. 100 into 0 is 0. 10,000 into 0 is 0. But 0 isn't empty. 0 holds every number inside it. 1, 10, a million. They all come from 0, isn't it? Nothing isn't empty. Nothing is the space that holds everything. It's like the earthen pot. It holds a lot of things. But once that earthen pot is broken, it goes and mixes back into the soil, the very soil it came from. Just because you did not see the soil in the raw form does not mean it doesn't exist. It was the same soil that was used to make the earthen pot, and once the earthen pot broke, it returned back to that soil. That is how the whole process is all about. That fear you feel isn't the fear of losing yourself. It is the fear of a small self meeting something much bigger than itself. And here's what most practitioners get wrong. They think becoming the witness, the Sakshi, would feel like winning something. That was not the point ever. It does not feel like arriving. It feels like everything you were holding on to slowly opening its hands and letting go. It's not a feeling you chase. It's not a piece you can grab and keep. It's something much quieter than that. There's a saying from the monks in the Himalayas. When someone asks them to explain Maya, to explain this whole illusion, they don't answer with words. They simply say, go beyond it. Don't try to solve the question. Just walk past it. Because on this side, there is only the question and no answer. But on the other side, there is no question left to ask. Just the answer. Quietly being what it always was. Before we end, were you wrong about being just a witness to? It's not something you become. It's something you stop resisting. Wipe the fear away. Remain in the now. Om Bhairavaya Namah.